Good morning, everyone. Jo here at SportsGrid. It's time for a Puck It with Jo. 2 games out there on the ice tonight, and we saw the Colorado Avalanche able to extend their playoff lives last night versus the Dallas Stars. Now, that's exactly what we needed to see out of Colorado. Cale Makar came out absolutely on fire. Nathan MacKinnon as well, both of them able to record a goal. Cale Makar did have those two players being able to get open on the ice out there, get those shots on goal was pivotal for the Colorado Avalanche to be able to get the win. So it was great to see they were able to score on that power play as well. Dallas put up one heck of a fight, but like I've said, Dallas plays more open at home than they do on the road. So they showed their home struggles last night. This team was the best road team on the season. So it'll be interesting as it goes back to Colorado for game 6. Let's jump into tonight's action. We got 2 games on the ice. The New York Rangers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. For game 6, the Rangers trying desperately to close this one out. And then we also have the Edmonton Oilers in Vancouver to take on the Canucks. Game 5 there with that series tied 2-2 apiece. So let's look at the Rangers game first, you guys. Jumping into that one, we'll just go over the lines. Matt, good morning. Welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Okay. All odds are over on FanDuel, you guys. So we have the New York Rangers coming in here at plus 136 on the road versus the Carolina Hurricanes. A total of 5.5 at plus 100 to the over, minus 122 to the under, and minus 164 here. I feel like the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, these two teams have played in some tight games, and I do think the last game there where the Canes won it big is not a true representation of how this series really or how that game did play out. So game 6 here, I'm expecting more out of Igor Shesterkin. We know in that last game, Tuba was able to score a shorthanded goal there in that second period, and the Rangers really have had the strength in the second period. So if you just want to look at them on the money line in the second period, I don't hate it. I'm expecting these two to start out strong defensively and goaltending wise, locked down there. And then because I'm worried about the empty net situations, especially if the Rangers are up and Carolina has nothing to lose except for the series that they are desperate and pull Freddie Anderson early. And it could lead to some empty netters. So I'm going to stay off the full game total. I advise that first period total to the under 1.5 if you want to bet it. I think the strongest bets of this game is looking at Igor Shesterkin for the huge bounce back. We know the Carolina Hurricanes in the majority of these games has been able to get a lot of shots on goal. In that last game, only 28 shots recorded on Igor Shesterkin. In game 4, we did see 31, and in game 3, 47. In those first games, those shots on goal were over and above that. So I am expecting Igor Shesterkin to go over 30.5. I would count on at least 36 shots on his net tonight. So that's why I'm liking the over 30.5. That's coming in at minus 106. And I do think Igor is in for a bounce back. Now, for the New York Rangers to be able to win this, they have to be able to convert on their power play. So I'm looking at one of the guys on their top power play for the point tonight, and we're able to get him at relatively low juice here for Adam Fox on the power play. Now, if your book offers a power play point, definitely go ahead and hit that. I'm going to just look at the point because that's all you've got on FanDuel. Adam Fox for the point tonight at minus 122 over on FanDuel. They're not giving out the power play point, but I do think the chemistry and the depth of this team will come to play in this game tonight. That power play has to convert. They were 0-3 on the power play in their last game. They were the more physical team out here, able to get those hits on the Carolina Hurricanes. The Canes really got momentum in that third period. They are also riding 3 straight games with the perfect kill. So they're not allowing the Rangers to be able to convert. So the Rangers need to come out just on fire on that power play to be able to get the win. They're able to get those shorthanded ones. So on the power play, they should be able to get it done. I'm going to take the Rangers to finish it off tonight. The Rangers coming in at plus 140 straight up on the money line. I think they can get things done. Let's turn to the next game on the ice. The next one we have here is the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Now, looking at this matchup tonight, the series tied 2-2 apiece. Edmonton able to get that last win. And the storyline behind these two teams is really third string goaltending here. Shiloh's out here for the Vancouver Canucks. He has been lights out. And then Calvin Pickard got his first playoff start in that last game for the Edmonton Oilers, and he did phenomenally well. Now, he faced limited shots on goal. He faced 21 shots, stopped 19 of those. And while he has been strong, while he was strong in that game, I'm not sure if he can show that strength again, or if Edmonton's defense will play such a strong game in front of him, knowing how well he did in that first one. I'm looking for some more goals in this one. I don't think it's the best bet, the over 6.5, but I can see it cashing in another 4-3 style game. It's minus 104 to the over. I do think this series has every opportunity of going 7. So this is another game I would bet to go to OT. I think these two battle it out nonstop out there on the ice, but I will be riding the plus money with the Vancouver Canucks. That's coming in at plus 118 for the Vancouver Canucks. I do think they can get the win here on their home ice. Now, home ice hasn't been a huge advantage to these teams, but the Vancouver Canucks do not want to go back to Edmonton down 3-2 in this series and face an elimination game. So I do think we get the best out of Vancouver. And you look at Rick Tocchet, he's ripped apart his players. How will Elias Pettersson respond is the biggest question mark everyone is asking. I think Elias Pettersson will respond strong. JT Miller as well. I'm going to look at both of these players for their anytime goals. I think Pettersson is the best bet. Now, he's been shying away from contact out there on the ice. I'm not sure if there's some underlying issue that we really don't know about Elias Pettersson out there. So if you just want to take his points, I understand. But you have to take him for the 2+ points. And with him shying away from contact, it might be the better way to go. The 2+ points at plus 320. I will hit him for the anytime goal, though. I do think he comes out with a new drive in this game here. Getting called out by your head coach, everyone knows that he was talking about Pettersson. The plus 220 on the anytime goal. He has 1 goal and 3 assists in 10 postseason games right now. So not what we needed if you're a Vancouver Canucks backer out of Pettersson. Now, it was really interesting. You listen to Pettersson talk to the media. He said, and I quote, "I want to do better. I want to be a difference maker. It hasn't gone the way I wanted. But at the end of the day, we can't dwell on it. We've got a game on Thursday, and I just want to be at my best." So I do think we're going to get Pettersson at his best in this one. He's going to come out stronger. It's nothing worse than getting called out by your coach by these players, especially such competitive players like him. Now, if you want to look at JT Miller, I do think JT Miller hasn't been as impactful as well. And I think he'll take those statements to heart. His anytime goal at plus 170. I wouldn't take him for his points tonight, just not enough value on his points out there. Now, when we look at the Edmonton Oilers, we know this team has been firing. And I talked about Calvin Pickard. When we look at Calvin Pickard, he's 32 years old. His first NFL. I'm already so excited for the schedule. That's why that slipped. His first NHL playoff game was that last one, and he did phenomenal, was able to record the win. But when you look at him over the last 15 years at all the different levels, he's only played in 5 playoff games. So I do think this is going to be a hard one for him in this one with Vancouver on their home ice. I expect Vancouver to be able to hit him. And we know the Edmonton Oilers will answer back. We saw that in the last game when Vancouver was able to tie it up. And Evan Bouchard, within seconds, got that game-winning goal. And Evan Bouchard has been able to get these game-winning goals for Edmonton. So if you're looking for a goal scorer, Evan Bouchard has been phenomenal for them. Of course, Leon Draisaitl was able to convert on that power play. So we need to see, if you're backing Vancouver like I am tonight, they have to stay out of the box, because you can't give Edmonton the one-man advantage out there. It just will not go your way. But I do think this game is a higher scoring one. So I would take the over before I took the under. I am going to look at Vancouver at plus 118, a Pettersson for the goal at plus 220. I'll probably put a little bit of money on the 2+ points at plus 320. He just has to get in the mix. You know, Edmonton's noticed. If we are noticing that he's shying away from contact out there, Edmonton absolutely knows that. And they're going to put that pressure on him and be all over him and feed the hits on him, because he's shying away from it. There's something underlying, I really do think, with Pettersson. So it might be a little risky. Maybe JT Miller is a better way to go. But I think the fuel in Pettersson after being called out will be there, and I think he'll get it done. Big JT Miller coming in at plus 170. This game to go to overtime. Let me just pull those odds. I need to get that bet in, because I really do think This one has every opportunity of going to overtime tonight. That coming in at plus 350 for this to go to OT. Both of these teams can force things and get those points or the goals on the board. So, PJ, thank you for being here. You guys, that's it. We've got a couple games tomorrow on the slate as well. Yeah, we do. We have the Florida Panthers taking on the Boston Bruins and the Dallas Stars looking again to close it out versus the Colorado Avalanche. So it's going to be a fantastic night out there on the ice tomorrow. Those are our Friday night matchups. And tonight, best of luck in all of your bets, everyone. I'll be on Game Time Decisions. So join me over there at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight with Kevin Walsh. We'll be going over some baseball as well as these games on the ice. So make sure you join me there in case there's any late adjustments out there on the ice and anything is changing, especially with those player props. So you guys, all the best in all of your bets. I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye, guys.